What if your fears didn't begin in this life? Have you ever felt afraid of something without knowing why? Or felt an instant connection with someone you just met? What if those emotions are not random, but memories from somewhere deeper? Could it be possible that your mind is holding experiences you don't consciously remember? And if so, where do they come from? Are they simply imagination, or could they be linked to something beyond your current life? These questions may sound unusual, but what if exploring them could help you understand yourself in a completely new and unexpected way? What if the fears you carry, the emotions you don't understand, or the connections you feel with certain people didn't start in this life? What if they come from somewhere deeper, somewhere older? Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating and controversial topics in the world of psychology and spirituality: past life regression. Inspired by the work of Dr. Brian Weiss, this is not just a concept, it's an experience that has changed how many people understand their lives, their struggles, and even their purpose. Imagine this. You're lying down, eyes closed, completely relaxed. Your breathing slows. Your body feels light. The outside world fades away. A calm voice guides you. Go deeper, relax, let your mind open. At first, nothing unusual happens. You feel calm, maybe even sleepy. But then, something shifts. Images begin to appear. Not like imagination, but like memories. You see places you've never visited, faces you don't recognize, yet somehow everything feels familiar. This is the beginning of a past life regression session. According to the approach often associated with Dr. Brian Weiss, the mind has layers. The conscious mind, the one you use every day, is only a small part. Beneath it lies the subconscious, storing memories, emotions, and experiences. And some believe even more. That beyond this life, there may be impressions, echoes, or memories that don't belong to your current timeline. Now let's be clear. Not everyone agrees with this idea. Science often explains these experiences as imagination, suggestion, or deep subconscious storytelling. But here's where it gets interesting. Many people who go through regression sessions report something unexpected. They don't just see random scenes. They feel them. They experience emotions so real, so intense, that it becomes difficult to dismiss them as simple imagination. Imagine seeing yourself in another time, a different place, a different body, a different life. You might see yourself walking through an old village, wearing unfamiliar clothes, speaking a language you don't consciously know, and yet it feels natural. You feel the environment, the temperature, the emotions, and sometimes you relive moments. Important moments, moments of loss, of love, of fear, of decisions that seem to carry weight beyond understanding. Now here's where things become even more powerful. People often enter these sessions with a problem. An unexplained fear, anxiety, a phobia, a repeating pattern in their life they can't break. And during the session, they see something. A moment in one of these other lives that connects directly to their current experience. Someone with a fear of water sees themselves drowning. Someone with a fear of heights experiences a fall. Someone with deep emotional pain relives a loss. Whether these are literal past lives or symbolic expressions from the subconscious, something happens. The person begins to understand. And with understanding comes release. The fear starts to lose its power. The emotion begins to soften. It's as if the mind was holding on to something waiting to be seen. Now imagine going even deeper. Beyond scenes, beyond stories. Some people report reaching a space between lives. A place of calm, of stillness, of awareness. No body, no identity, just presence. And in that space, they describe a sense of peace, a feeling that everything makes sense, a realization that life is part of a larger journey. Again, this is not something everyone believes. but the experiences are consistent across many individuals who have never met, never shared stories, yet describe similar feelings. So the question becomes, what is really happening? Is it memory? Is it imagination? Or is it something we don't yet fully understand? Now think about your own life. Are there patterns you can't explain? Fears that don't seem to come from any clear event? Connections with people that feel instant, deep, almost familiar? These are the kinds of questions that lead people to explore regression. Not to prove something, but to understand themselves better. Because whether or not you believe in past lives, the experience itself can be powerful. It allows you to access parts of your mind that are usually hidden, to feel emotions without filters, to see your life from a different perspective. And sometimes that's enough. Now let's talk about the process itself. A regression session is not about forcing memories. It's about relaxation, guidance, allowing the mind to open naturally. A trained guide helps you reach a deep state of calm, not sleep, not unconsciousness, but a focused, relaxed awareness. In that state, your mind becomes more receptive. Images, feelings, impressions begin to surface, and instead of analyzing them, you simply observe. You describe what you see, what you feel, what you experience. There's no pressure to be right. No need to prove anything. Just awareness. And often the meaning becomes clear on its own. Now, one important thing. Not everyone sees clear past lives. Some people experience symbols, emotions, abstract scenes, fragments. And that's okay. Because the goal is not to see something dramatic. The goal is to understand, to connect, to release. And for many people, that happens. They leave the session feeling lighter, calmer, more aware of themselves, sometimes even with a new perspective on their life. A sense that their struggles, their fears, their experiences are part of something larger. Now, whether you see this as psychological healing or something more spiritual, the impact is real for those who experience it. And that's why this topic continues to grow in popularity. Because in a world where many people feel disconnected, stressed, or searching for meaning, the idea that your life is part of a bigger journey can be deeply comforting. But here's the most important part. You don't need to believe everything. You don't need to accept any single explanation. What matters is your experience, your awareness, your willingness to explore your own mind. Because whether your answers come from science, psychology, or something deeper, they begin with one thing: curiosity. So the next time you feel something you don't understand, a fear, a connection, a thought that doesn't seem to belong, instead of ignoring it, pause. Ask yourself, where is this coming from? Because sometimes the answers you're looking for are not just in your present. They may be hidden in places you've never thought to look, or perhaps in lives you don't yet remember.